लैपटॉप मोबाइल चार्ज देखिए ना मतलब
So let me start. Okay. So in the yesterday session, we were talking about functions. Let me. Okay. So in the yesterday session, we are talking about the functions. What is functions? What is self-contained block of statement? So we started quickly with like a block of statement, which is a self-explanatory block of statement. We understood that if I want to repeat some set of statements, instead of repeating, we can write a reusable function separately, and I can invoke from here, and I can execute this. Okay, this is what we call it as a simplified way of doing the what we call it as a repeating the blocks within a shortcut way. This is what we call it as a functions, right? We have discussed this. And also we understood, right, there are different types of what we call it as types of functions are there. Libraries, okay, we call it as the standard libraries, printf, clear screen, scanf. Then we understood, right, how to write a customized functions. Customized functions in the sense there will be a return type, function name, and arguments. Then statement one, statement two, then return type will be there, int, float, double. So void means it doesn't return any value. That is also we have seen. And another type of function we have to call in calling itself. Okay, calling to itself, we call it as a recursive function. So here the function calling to itself. So this function, it is calling to same function name. We call it as a recursive function. So that means we also discussed that how this is solving a simple factorial program. Okay, we have understood this. Today we will do few more programs because without functions we cannot learn any C++, Java or anything, because we have to be used to it. And let us do few programs for better understanding, so that once you write 2-3 times, okay, you can able to appreciate that, okay, like how functions it will be. Then time permits will get into the concept of arrays. And once arrays is there, then we combine functions and arrays together to solve few more programs. So this will give the clarity for us how to like usually till that concept, if you learn without going to pointers also we can able to survive, but till functions, and in addition to that there are many concepts like pointers are there, structures are unions are there. But I'm not the pointers are required for data structure if someone is looking for data structure. Otherwise pointers are not required because Java they have removed the pointers. But for basic foundations, whatever it is required, I would like to cover it actually. So let us start, okay, simple few programs for practice purpose. Let me go here. Okay, so yesterday we have done a simple programs like the simple calculator, right? We have done simple calculator. Just for practice, we have done. I think we will continue to do few more programs so that you can have a this one. For example, let me go for file, new. Okay, and F2. Let me take C drive. In C drive, let me create maximum of x.c, something like this. Now, if I want to develop, let me write it. So as usual, how to write a program, we know that. So maximum of two numbers. How to compute maximum of two numbers. We'll practice few more programs, and if time permits, we'll get into the arrays concept. Hash include. So standard library. So we have to do this. Then int find maximum. Okay. So let me assume that I'm passing two numbers. Okay. So we are doing just writing a simple function, return type, function name, and we are passing the arguments. That is nothing but the values, number 1 and number 2. Now, once this is done, how do you usually we can write, right? A different way of logic. You can write any logic here. If num1 greater than or equal to num2, I can write return num1 because it's bigger, else, okay. Usually we used to have brackets like this. So here, if you want to write else, you have to return num. So this is simplest program. We can do that. This logic can be written in many ways. If 10 is greater than or equal to 20, then it will go to else. Number 20 is bigger. Like that, it is written. Let me write simple, as usual, standard step. The function is over. Void main. So we have writing the standard function now. Void main, which indicates beginning of the program. That is nothing but void main here. So this is the beginning of the program. C program. Now I have to read num1, num2. So that means I have to declare number 1, number 2. So I have to declare. Then I have to read it scanf. So first let me print the message. Printf. Enter the number 1 and number 2. So we are going to read it. So let me go to new line. Okay. Then scanf. %d, %d, ampersand, num1, ampersand, num2. So we are scanning the two numbers. Once we read these two numbers, then I have to invoke this function, right? Find max, this one. So I have to invoke this. Then I have to print max number. So that means I will be writing max number. So let me write here max underscore number is equal to find max. I'm invoking this maximum. So I have to pass num1, num2. So I'm passing these two functions. So this is invoking. This means calling function. This is the actual function. So we are calling and function, and it is an actual function. Now, once this is done, let me printf. Okay. The maximum. Okay. Maximum number is %d max num. Now I have to write get ch, then Here I may write, since we have previous screen buffer, I have to clear. Then I have to write dash include conio dot. So here I have to write clear screen. So we have to do simple. Now, once this is done, let me do this 10, 20, maximum is 20. So simple logic we have done. Our objective 112, 312 is big. So here what we have done, simple value, simple function we have written. What is our objective? Our objective is to understand how to write a simple function that we have understood clearly, and also how to invoke it, and also how to pass the parameter. And when you are passed, then you have to tell the data type of this. Then we are doing this. Now, if I want to write this, okay, below, sometimes what we'll do, we will write this like in this way. When you write it like this, if you save this, Control F9, sorry. Okay, so Control F9. So it is not saved properly. Otherwise, it will throw error. So because it is below this, okay, because below this. Now what you have to do is you have to declare this actually. Control insert. Let me write here. Shift insert. Control KK. So I will be writing here. So here, this is a function. Okay. This is how we have to declare it. So then only it should work. Okay. So, okay, this is the right way to do that. So this means nothing but, so either you have to write top of the main, or you have to write below this. Most of the C programmings, usually we used to write top-down approach. Why top-down approach? First we write the standard line, then we used to do this. Since I have a practice of doing the object-oriented programming, where what we call it as a, first we write the logic, then we will call the main. But actually, normally, C follows procedural approach. For the beginners, first they will write the main program. After that, they will write the definition of these things actually. Since we have a habit of coding in Java, .NET and Python, all are object oriented. So I have started with this, writing the function first, and then I have written this actually. With this example, what is clear for us is how to declare a function, how to write a function, and we are able to do this. Is it the same logic we have to do that? No, we can do in many ways. So let me remove this. Okay. Let's control. Okay. So now, if I want to do that, I can use the conditional operators also. Conditional operators in the sense, okay, return if num1 greater than num2 or is equal to same condition. If there is only one line of condition, then this is called ternary operator. So return num1 else num. So this with a simple one line code, we can finish. This is called ternary operator or a function. Condition, this is how we used to write. If a if-else statement is only one line, we write condition like this. Then we write question mark. It is a happy path, success path, then false, something like that. True or false. Here true statement will come. Here false statement will come. So that means if your condition is true, this will execute. Otherwise, false statement. This is the best example to show the ternary operator. Instead of writing multiple lines, I can write num1 greater than or equal to num2. Then it is true. Then you return num1, else num2. So if now if you see that, okay, control F9. So I can able to see 2, 2, 3, 3 is bigger. So similarly, if I want to run once again, 1, 2, 3, reverse, 4, 5, 6, 7 is big. So the logic can be written in many ways, but representation is you should know how to analyze this. Okay, we have num1 greater than or equal to num2. Num1 is big, so we are returning num1. Otherwise, we are writing the num2. So this is the simplest way of understanding a simple function by writing this actually with this example. Similarly, we can do few more programs just to understand factorial we have seen. Okay. We can do the what is called a palindrome check we can do. Likewise, we can do many functions using this, but most likely we are keep following the same approach. But just you have to remember at this moment, a function is nothing but a self-contained block of statement. Instead of writing every code in the main program, it will increase the length of the code. To reduce that, we have come up with the concept called the function. Function, in this function, we write the logic. How many times we want, we can invoke this function through the main. That is the advantage of using the functions. Similarly, we have we can do many things like a Fibonacci series, prime series, all these things. Just I will show one more program. After that, we will get into the new concept called arrays. Let me go here. Let me try here. So let me write Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series where I wanted to show some while loop or something like that. Okay, for that reason with function. That's why I wanted to get into this. Let me write fib dot generation dot c. So if you go here, sorry.
Talaga makalisya ka doon. Dapat na nakagigil.
Now, I wanted to do the Fibonacci series. What is Fibonacci? First, let us understand the logic. So what is our objective of learning this program? So objective is how to use, objective is first practice for functions. Second is how to develop logic. Okay. Then we are understanding how to utilize mapping our mathematical representation to the logic. So this is the objective of doing this program. So let us do this. Okay, let us understand. Then I will go and write the code for this. Now let us understand what is Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series talks about generating a number in such a way that combination of previous two numbers. Let me write this here. For example, first number is natural number is when we start 0, 1. Okay. Then next number is another 1. Okay. 0 plus 1 is 1 only. 1 plus 1, previous two number 2. So previous two number is 1 and 2. 1 plus 2 it becomes 3. 2 plus 3 becomes 5. Then next number will be 3 plus 5 becomes 8. So then 8 plus 5 becomes 13. This way if you go this, we call it as a Fibonacci series. Fibonacci series. Okay, Fibonacci series. Now, if you want to generate this series, okay, how do you do using the program? So logically wise, I will tell you, but the simplest logic is if I give limit, so limit, how many? So I want to generate a Fibonacci series 8. or up to 13, something like that. If you give, that is a limit. Now what I have to do is here, by looking at this is the first number. Then this is the second number. Okay. And third number will be combination of first number and second number. So this is how we have to do this. And after that, we have to repeat the same procedure. How do you repeat the same procedure? So here, next step is, let me copy this. So next is, so this is once it is done. So we will remove this. Okay, then this becomes the first number. And then this becomes the second number. Okay, and this will be the third number. This becomes the third number. Right? So once again, if you do the third time, so once again, we do the same actually. So we are trying to understand. Our object is first you have to understand the mathematics, then logic, then you have to write it in the same code. That's it. Now what I will do is first number. Okay, this is now first number will be shifted to the, okay, here. So I will remove this. Then this will become the second number. So here already 0, 1 over. Then third number will be this, which is the combination of first number plus second number. Why I'm insisting so much? Because logic is not a great thing, but only thing is better understanding the problem statement. So we have understood first number is 1, second number is 2, then third number is first number plus second number. Repeat the same procedure continuously. To repeat the same, what we do is, okay, we will use while. We have looping constructs. Repetition means what? We have while, we have do while, we have for loop. We have 3 important concepts: while loop, do while loop, for loop. Let me take, okay, while loop now. So assume that while, what exactly we have to do is, first we have to tell that, okay, I have to read the limit. First, I may read limit is equal to some 13, something like. So now I have to initialize. What I have initialized? First number and second number. How do you initialize? First number, it is always started with 0. So I may give 0. Second number, it will be always started with, okay, what we call it as the 1. Okay. Then I can start. Second number lesser than or equal to limit. Okay. I can write the logic here. What is the logic we have done? Always first number I have generated, second number I have generated. So let me print these two. You can print these two. Okay. After that, I'm going to here. So first number should, third number is equal to first number plus second number. Now, once this is done, I have to print third number here. So first initially, I may print first number, I may print second number, then also I printed the third number. Now I have to repeat the procedure. That means first number should be a second number should be a third number. How do you do that? Simply, I will go to the first number. First number now, already I have printed first number. Okay, done. Second number also printed, third number also printed. Now, first number should become second number becomes the third number. Then it will go back to the while loop. That means here. Then it will check, okay, is equal to limit, and we can repeat the same. So this is how we can do the looping construct, and we can print the prime series. So this is how we can generate the prime series. So let us go back and see the logic. Okay. So now we have understood the logic. Finally, whenever you are developing a code, first write down on the piece of paper and try to understand what is the mechanism or a logic behind that. Once you understand which loop or which construct is important for us, here and there maybe small issues that can be adjusted when you code it actually. So now, even if I face the issue, what is expected output, according to that, I can modify the code. Okay. Let me go and try that actually. Now F2. Okay. Let me write fib.c. Okay. So I have done this. Now let me generate Fibonacci series. So let's generate the Fibonacci series. So what is the objective of Fibonacci series? I have to generate a Fibonacci series 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, so on. So this is the object. Now I may be using the standard lines like hash include studio.h for clear screen conio.h. So let me write, okay, the Fibonacci series. Fibonacci. Earlier I have returned. Now I will not return. Fibonacci. It is up to me. Okay. Now into limit. Till that time I have to generate. So let me write the logic now. Okay. Int first number is equal to 0. Second number is equal to 1. Third number, just I will write is equal to 0. So just I have initialized. Okay. Now slowly, now I have done this. So now while third number or second number, let me write it. Less than or equal to limit. Let me write third number only. What is there? But it is by default 0. That's why I have taken this. While now third number is equal to first number plus second number. So I have initialization. This is done. Already initialization is over here. Now first number is equal to print the third number. Printf %d. So I will write new line. Then third number. So I am writing here. Now first number becomes second number. Second number is equal to third number. So I have done this. Now once everything is completed, I will go back. It doesn't return any value. Void main. It is a standard line for beginning of the program. And this is indicate the starting of our program execution. Now let me declare int limit rn, something like this. Print f, enter the limit for the program. Enter the limit for the program. So let me, okay. So here, then scanf %d ampersand n. So we have done this. Then I have to call the function, which is the function here, Fibonacci, because this function is not going to return any value because there is a void. Void means earlier we used to have int, means it is returning a value. Float, that means if you write that, then you have to write the return function, return value. We have to like, if you write that, you have to write this statement. Since I don't want to do anything, just I'm executing this program. So, I'm executing this program. I do not require to, okay, return any value to the caller. And because of that, I am going to keep here only. Now, Fibonacci means in this, I am passing n, whatever I have read from the keyboard. Then I make clear screen here because I don't want to see the previous values. Then get ch. It is wait for us to enter the key, that is get ch. So we have done this. Now let me see what is the result. Okay. So it is telling that there is some spelling mismatch, linker error. Okay, so let me copy the same here. So control KK, control insert, shift insert, control KK. So now, so enter the limit 8. So 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 0 is not printed because we have to print here explicitly. So print F first number. Okay. So then you can print F second number. So new line. So then so second number. Now F2 to save. Then control F9. So semicolon, statement missing. So here, so I'm able to see 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So this is the Fibonacci series. We got the Fibonacci series. But if you want to give useful message, I can give useful message writing printf the generated Fibonacci series. New line, go to the next line. Cursor is going to the next line before executing the value. What I missed, generated. Statement missing. So this is nothing but semicolon is missing. So 13. So it is able to print this one. Now let me go here. Instead of this, let me give third number. Extra one number is coming. Because it is passing that actually. So here, if it started with 0, then we have to generated up to 13. So what is the objective of this program? So objective of this program is how mathematically we are going to build the logic, and then how to write the function and how to invoke the function. What are the standard rules to follow for the function? So this is the objective of this program. So anyone has any questions here? Yeah. So we have understood. So what are the functions? So anyone has questions? Okay, no issues. Now, if you look at here, we have understood all these concepts. We have understood what is function, how to write a function, and also we have understood like how do you pass the value. That is also we have understood. Library function means what? User defined functions means, and also we have understood recursive functions. So all these things. So there are two ways. One is whatever till now we passed the values call by value. That means just values are passed. Okay, that is called the call by value. Actually, copy of value only is transferring there in this function. Okay, there is a one more case, nothing but the call by reference we'll be discussing after arrays. See here, it does not affect the original value. but call by reference will affect the original value and suitable for small and non-modified data. And original data must be modified here, but it requires more memory used to copy the data. Here, more efficient way to do that. That means what I'm talking about is here is, so here when you talk about a program, so we are passing the value, right? So passing the value in the sense, this is the value we are calling from somewhere. So when we are calling from the main, so we are just passing the value, whether 5, 6, limit, we are passing the value. Because of that, the actual value and as well as the receiving value. 2 times it is copying, that means 2 variables will be used. But why can't you take 1 variable and use for both places? Then that is called call by reference, where you have to learn pointers concept. You have to learn the pointers concept. But at this moment, this is nothing but call by value, call by value. So this is what we have to understand. Let me do one more program for better understanding that how to build the logics, right? So this is what our objective, and then how to utilize. Okay, let me write count the number of digits. If I want to count the number of digits, let me write count the number of digits. Just slowly, as a beginner, we are trying to understand how to build the logic using the simple coding. Okay, simple logic, simple mathematics. Let me assume that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So how many numbers are there? 5 digits are there. Okay. So now 5 digits are there. Now how do you do that? So every time I have to go assume that 1, 2, 3. Mathematically, let us try to understand. Okay. If I divided by this 10, so remainder will be. So if you look at this, okay, I can give 5. Once again, I will go and divide. Then now, after removing this, I may be having a number greater than 0. I will divide. So then I will be getting 1, 2, 3, 4. Once again, I will divide. So then I will be, the 4 will be remainder. Okay. Remainder 4, I will be removing this. Similarly, next 1, 2, 3 will be there. Then, okay. Then remainder maybe 3. So similarly, I may be dividing 1, 2 divided by 10. Remainder, like a 2 here. So then 1 by 10, something like that, I can put finally. Remainder 1. Now, if you, then once again, if you try, there is no value associated with that. So number digit is 0 now. So if 0, I will exit. What I have done is, if I keep a counter is equal to 1. Next, the second time when you do, I may do the second one 2. Then third time when you do that, once again I will increase is equal to 3. Here once again I will increase counter is equal to 4. Okay. Counter is equal to 5. So how many digits are there here? 5 digits are there. So this is how I can tell that at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is nothing but as a 5 digits. It is nothing but counting the number of digits. So writing simply mathematically. Now, if you apply the same thing for the program, so how do you write it? So you will be writing simple step. Okay, first you have to read the number. You have to read the number. That is nothing but a number. So then you have to write a function for count digit, something like that. I may pass this function. Then I have to write the logic for above steps. How do you do that? Let me do that. So return count underscore digits. So what I have passed? So this is the function you are calling from the main, assume that. Now I will be passing here a number. So when you pass, it is integer type, you are passing. So we have done this. Now I will be initializing int is equal to count is equal to 0, something like this. Now, while, okay, count is now 0. So what I have done, as I said, to repetitive task, we have this is a repetitive task. Every time I am dividing with 10. So that is why I have to use either while loop or a for loop or a do while loop. You have to use it. So comfortably, I can use a number, okay, greater than 0. Yeah, till what time you have to do? Till it should be 0. So that is nothing but 0. Number greater than 0 I have done. Now, what I have been doing here, number is equal to num by 10. I am dividing it. So I can do this. Then what I have to do? Each step, I have to increment. So that is nothing but count plus 1. If you do this, then finally the count will be the return count. So this is how I can write the logic. Let me see here by writing this whether we have understood correctly or not. So just with this logic, not only I can able to understand the function, also I can able to understand how mathematically people are developing. It is a small logic. This is how you can build the logic and understand like how to write or map many mathematics to a computer. That means without mathematics, you cannot do anything in computer science. Computer science is only a syntax. So let me write count digit. Okay. So let me write a simple program. Let us understand now counting the digits, counting the digits for a given input number. So this is simple logic. I wanted to do that. Now, as usual, as include studio .h, hash include panio.h. So now I want to count this void. So I can write everything in within the program, but I always believe in modularizing. Int count digits. Okay, input number. So as usual, we already discussed. So now I may be initialize a int counter is equal to 0. So while okay, number greater than 0, I have to repeat the task of what? What task I have to repeat? So then return counter. So return counter. So whoever is called, for them, I have to give the result. So that means if this function is giving the service. Now what I am doing is number is equal to number by 10. So every time I am removing the last digit using this logic. Now once again, for each time once you remove, I am increasing this one or counter plus 1. Sorry, counter plus 1. So here also same variable I will be using. So simple logic I have done. Now, once this is done, let me write a simple program. Void main. So now we here I am writing. Okay. So void main int. So I have to read the number. So printf, enter the digit you want to count. So I am reading the value. Scanf %d number. So here I will write the clear screen because I don't want the previous screen value. Now I have to call this function, but it is a return type is there here. Earlier program void was there. Here it is returned. It is returning a value. So that means I have to receive something here. So I am receiving number of digits. So I am receiving that number of digits is equal to, what I am doing is count underscore digits. What value I have to do? I have to pass the num. Okay. Then printf the total number of digits are, okay. So what I have to do? So I have to print this number of digits. So now once again, I am going to give the gets. So simple way I can do this. Now control F9. So enter the digits you want to count. So total number of digits is 0. No, something wrong here. So why it is written number of remainder or this one? Number is equal to this one. Let me print here. So here only. So here the problem is ampersand I have missed. So it is value is not memorized. Okay, still it has to ampersand number. So then I have a scanf. Okay, yes, you have to save this. Sometimes it is a problem. So how many digits are there? 4 digits are there. The problem is somewhere we have ourselves missed. That is nothing but ampersand I missed. Many times we miss this. So the scan are reading to the number. So once we read this, we can able to print it. Let me see this. 6, 7. So how many numbers are there? Total number of digits wrong. Counter 0, counter +1. Digits F9 4. So it is coming 5, 6, 4, 3. So 4 digits are there. Now this is how we can do this. And similarly, if I want to, instead of writing this, we have increment operator WW. So this is we can do, it is same as counter is equal to counter +1. So this is the increment operator. Similarly, if you want to use shortcut for this is we can write, remove this. So we can write counter is equal to 10. Control F9. So you can do that. Same result will come. So this is a shortcut. Instead of doing that, so instead of writing num is equal to num by 10. So what we have done, this one we have added here and is equal to. If you do in this way, it is as good as doing the same. So this is the shorthand representation for this actually. So this is how you can do mathematically. First you have to write a, how do you build the logic? First you write on the paper. Mathematically, how are you going to do that? Then finally, which loop you are going to choose, okay? And based on that, you can able to do this actually. Similarly, if I want to use a for loop, So I can use for first is initialization, counter is equal to 0. This one, then counter plus plus, then remove this. So now I will be initializing this, that's it. Okay, so maybe this is also not required if you want to do this. So now number, if it is greater than this, we are incrementing. Now let me try the same. So we are getting same output. So this is how I have changed initial while loop to a for loop. Here initialization is there. This is a condition, then it is an increment. This is how you can modify from whichever the looping construct, whichever you want to use, you can use it. So this is how you can build a simple logic. And also from yesterday's session and today's session, we have understood, right, how to write a simple function and also how to invoke, what are the possible ways to call. And there are two ways to pass the values. Here we are passing the value. This is call by value. We have not discussed about call by reference. So any questions here? Is able to follow? Yeah. So we have understood. And I think this completes the foundation of functions. And tomorrow we'll be discussing about a concept of arrays. Then we'll do few programs. Once that is done, I think the prerequisites of C program, at least 50 to 60% of C programming, you know that. In addition to that, there are some additional 4-5 sessions if you take, and that will be like advanced C programming. So we'll discuss those things, structures, foundation for what we call it as a the structure, the pointers, and if that completes, I think C program will be completed. I think next week probably we may complete the C programming. Then we will look into that, what is the next step to learn as a programming, whether it is a C++, we will take and we can start learning the C++. But if you want to take advanced pointers in C only, we can take a lot more time. But for the foundation, for the beginners, whatever the prerequisite is required. So from these sessions, we can able to learn very well. Okay. So thank you very much for joining the session. Any questions before conclude? Yeah. So if there is no questions, then we can conclude. Thank you very much for joining. Thanks a lot. Have a nice evening.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yeah.